Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Let's get started. We're going to start with Matovu in our Shabbat program. There are many papers in tonight's Shabbat celebration. So we're going to have the Shabbat Siddur with all of its inserts, and this is the Shabbat program. So we're going to start with Matovu. Oh, how good are your tents, O Jacob, your dwellings, O Israel. Matovu, O Halecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha, Israel. Matovu, O Halecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha, Israel. So we have been practicing doing Matovu as a round. Sometimes we have a ringer in the congregation who can lead you guys while I do the other thing. Do we have any volunteers? Yeah? Okay. Mira is going to lead you guys in Matovu, and I'm going to do the other part. All right, so I'll start you off, Mira, but then I'm going to switch. All right, everybody, can you stand up, Mira? Okay, stand up, and I'm going to put you right on the spot. Absolutely. I might even give you a... Well,
Would you like a mic?
Okay, yeah, I'm going to give you the mic. It's so exciting. All right, she doesn't want to write. All right, I'm going to start with you, and then don't be confused, everyone. I'm going to jump off and do the other part. Okay. Matovu, O Matovu, O Halecha Israel. Maybe I should tell you my sign language. So when I go like this, that means you guys stop. You're going to finish your Yisrael, and then otherwise we'll just be doing it for the entire 45 minutes that we have. Which could be very trance-like, but not exactly what we're going for here at the Santa Monica Synagogue. Let us begin in our Siddur on page 9. We will read responsively in English at the top of the page. All right, Richard, start them off.
In this circle of friendship.
Oh, it's usually me.
Yeah.
I just made you rabbi for the In this circle of friendship, we come together to welcome Shabbat.
In this circle of friendship, we join to celebrate the grandeur of God's creation, to put aside the tensions of the week, and let the joy and peace of Shabbat enter our lives.
In this circle of friendship, on this Shabbat, eve of the seventh day, we come together to celebrate and remember, to let the holiness of this time illuminate the week to come. If you have an insert that looks like this for Lecha Dodi, we are going to be doing Lecha Dodi in a little bit of Hebrew and then English. So we actually know what we're saying. Well, you could share with your friends. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Enei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Enei Shabbat nekabela. Thank you, Brian. Lecha Dodi likrat kala. forth, my love, to greet the bride. Shabbat's reception has arrived. Go forth, my love, to meet the bride. Shabbat's reception has arrived. Awake, awake, your light is here. Arise, shine out, light bold and clear. Wake up, sing verse to hear. Through you the presence of God comes alive. Go forth, my love. Go forth, my love, to meet the bride. Shabbat's reception has arrived. Go forth, my love, to meet the bride. Shabbat's reception has arrived. You may rise. And the final stanza is on the bottom of the page in Hebrew. The transliteration is on page 10 in our Siddur. Go'i shalom ateret ba'ala, gam b'simcha u'b'tzahara, toch emunei am segula, bori kahala. You may be seated. We continue on the top of page 11 and we read together in English responsively. Light is the symbol of God's creative goodness, an outward sign of the inner spark God has placed within each of us.
Light is the symbol of law and justice, of knowledge and truth. It reminds us of our commitment to God's commandments.
Light is the symbol of warmth and unity. It binds us together with Jews in all lands who kindle Sabbath lights as we do now.
Enjoy in peace and thanksgiving and remembrance. May the Sabbath lights we now kindle continue to burn forth in our hearts and in our souls.
I'd like to call up Ada Rousseau and Miriam Youngerman and Ada, your sister-in-law. Shelley, come on up to light the Shabbat candles. I make it very hard to refuse, don't I? So what are you going for? Are you going for a match? Are you going for the gas one? All right, you do it. Yes. It's very nice to meet you.
Thank you for
I'm
having me.
aware.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu b'hamer shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. So Shelley, thank you for lighting the Shabbat candles in honor of your beloved mother, Victoria. I know that Sam and the rest of your family is also grieving, and we're honored that you're with us today.
Thank you so much. It makes me like you.
Yeah, may her memory always be for a blessing.
Thank you so much.
And in Judaism, we tend to hold grief and joy and excitement all at the same time in the same service. So Miriam, you have something exciting coming up, as does Howard. Howard and Miriam are running the marathon, the LA Marathon. Oh, you didn't know I was going to out you.
I did.
So I want us to have a little bit of prayers and excitement, and we'll hold Miriam and Howard in our hearts as they
Push us across.
push us across the line for the LA Marathon. 29th time. Wow. I would also like to take this opportunity to wish a hearty happy birthday to Richard Flegel. Happy birthday. So thank you for lighting the Shabbat candle.
I ordered a green tutu.
Oh, that's exciting, a green tutu. You'll have to tell me what that means later.
St. Patrick's.
St. Patrick's Day. Not my holiday. I don't have to prep for that one. Let us continue by welcoming the angels of Shabbat on page 12. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'achem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Nile Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seichem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Please rise for Baruch Hu on page 13. Baruch Hu Adonai, Amevorach, Baruch Adonai, Amevorach, Amevorach, Leolam Vaed. Amevorach, Amevorach, Leolam Vaed. You may be seated. We will read together in English at the bottom of the next page, page 14. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, eternal ruler, by whose word evening falls. With wisdom you open the gates of heaven, and with understanding you make the ages pass and the seasons alternate. You have placed the stars between heaven and earth according to your will. You are the creator of day and night, rolling light from darkness and darkness from light. You cause the day to end, and you bring on the night. The God of life and beyond, your existence is eternal. Blessed are you, eternal one, who brings on the evening. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamari Barabim. Please rise for the Shema on page 15. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. You may be seated. We open our Shabbat program to sing together the V'ahavta in Hebrew. There's transliteration at the bottom of the page. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu ha'devarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinatam levanecha v'dibarta b'am v'shivtecha b'beitecha u'levtecha b'derech u'shoftecha u'kumecha u'shartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'chtatam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha. We continue on page 16 with the Hashkivenu. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Please rise for the Amidah on page 17. Yai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai. Adonai sefatai tifta ufi agite hilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my words may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu Elohei Abraham v'Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Leah Elohei Rachel Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor HaNorah El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei HaKol V'Zocher Hasei Avot V'Imahot U'Levi Geulah Livnei Bneihem Le'ma'an Shemo B'Ahava Melech Ozer Somer noflim verofem holim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, lishenei afar, michamocha bal yevurot, umidom elav, melech memit umechaye, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atah hagayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayei hakol. You may be seated. Please take out your Shabbat program, and for our prayer for peace, we are going to sing If I Had a Hammer. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out warning, I'd hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. If I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning, I'd ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring out danger, I'd ring out a warning, I'd ring out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. If I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing out danger, I'd sing out a warning, I'd sing out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Well, I've got a hammer, and I've got a bell, and I've got a song to sing, all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's the bell of freedom, it's the song about love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. We read together in English on the bottom of page 20. May it be your will to cause war and bloodshed to vanish from the earth, to let a great and wondrous peace prevail in all the world. So never again shall nation lift up sword against nation, nor ever again shall they train for war. At the bottom of page 20.
Only let all who dwell on earth clearly see the truth of things. That we come into this world not for strife and discord, not for hatred and envy, not for rivalry and bloodshed. Rather, we have come into this world to know and understand you, bringing your presence to the world.
We continue our prayers for peace on page 21 with Shalom Ra. Shalom Ra Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Ra Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atah all people with peace. We're now going to read some Torah. You can turn to page 23 and can say the blessings over the Torah with me. I want to let you know that this is the last parsha in the book of Exodus. So after I read the passage and translate it, we are going to open to the last page in our Shabbat program, and then at the very, very end, we're going to say Chazak, Chazak, Vanit, Chazek. And then we're going to say it in English, so let's practice. Chazak, Chazak, Vanit, Chazek. Be strong, and you will be strengthened. Okay, and you can read the Pikudei Parsha summary at your leisure. Thank you, Fred. Baruch et Adonai Hamorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai Noten HaTorah. Amen. Vayar Moshe et kol hamlacha b'nei asu ota. Ka'asher tziva Adonai ken asu vayibarech otam Moshe. When Moses saw that the people had done all of the work that God had commanded them, and they had done this, Moses blessed them. And now, if you would stand up, and we will say together from the Shabbat program, Chazak, Chazak, V'ni Chazek. Be strong, we will be strengthened. And you may sit as we sing the blessing after reading the Torah together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Thank you, Fred. I'm going to read to you a little bit of Psalm 90, a prayer of Moses, the man of God. O Lord, you have been our refuge in every generation. Before the mountains came into being, before you brought forth the earth and the world, from eternity to eternity, you are God. You return us to dust. You decreed, return you mortals, for in your sight 1,000 years are like yesterday that is past. Like a watch of the night, you engulf us in sleep. At daybreak, we are like grass that renews itself. At daybreak, it flourishes anew. By dusk, it withers and dries up. Teach us to count our days rightly, that we may obtain a wise heart. Turn, O Lord, how long? Show mercy to your servants. Satisfy us at daybreak with your steadfast love, that we may sing for joy all our days. Let your deeds be seen by your servants, your glory by their children. May the favor of the Lord our God be upon us. Let the work of our hands prosper. O prosper the work of our hands. So this is Psalm 90. We've got 150 Psalms in the Tanakh. This one, number 90, is ascribed to Moses, as you heard in the first line. So we learn from the revered medieval Jewish scholar Rashi, France, the end of the 11th century. We hear from Rashi that this last pasuk of the psalm, may the favor of the Lord our God be upon us, let the work of our hands prosper, O prosper the work of our hands. We learn that these words are the blessing that I just read from the Torah. So in the sentence that I read, and when Moses saw that he had performed all the tasks, as Adonai had commanded, so they had done, Moses blessed them. This, Rashi says, based on earlier rabbinic interpretation, is the blessing that Moses was giving the Israelites at this time in the book of Exodus. So, does Moses bless the people of Israel a lot? No, if you don't remember it, that's probably because it doesn't happen often. There's a big bit of it at the end of Deuteronomy, right before he says goodbye to the Israelites and they enter the promised land and leave him behind. But other than that, not a lot of blessing. So this is worthy of note. So why, at this point in the Torah, is Moses blessing the people Israel? So what have we been talking about? We have been talking about building the Mishkan, the tabernacle, which houses the tablets of the covenant. We have been reading about this for weeks. One of my favorite students in my Torah class this week asked, why is Torah so repetitive? And the answer is a millionfold, but my answer today is that the Torah is a narrative, but it's not always a narrative. Sometimes it's an inventory, or a census, or a statistical summary, or a financial summary, or a packing list. It's the diary of a family following generations of people and their journeys with blueprints of their house stuffed in, with their tax reports, the names of everyone who helped them move, what they like to eat, what they packed when they went camping. The Torah is repetitive, one, because it's not a narrative, and the way we think about it, and it's not a narrative the way we think about it today. But the second reason could be because God had a reason. Crazy idea. So God's revelation on Mount Sinai happened a couple weeks ago. This is a great narrative story, right? You're hanging on every word. It's very dramatic. It's very loud. There's a lot of feeling. The Israelites are so overwhelmed, they can't contain themselves. And at the first opportunity, they build a golden calf and they pray to it. Okay? That's how overwhelming this narrative is. So, what happens next? God gives a very earthbound and detailed instruction about what to do next, about building the Mishkan, the tabernacle. And this list, these instructions, appear again and again in different guises. The Israelites are overwhelmed by God's revelation and expectation. So God gives them the blessing of putting them to work, giving them something practical to do to make sense of the new conditions of their world, to allow them to feel a sense of control and order, to remind them that even though their world is upside down, they can still put one foot in front of the other. So God instructs Moses, and Moses instructs the people. God identifies who will implement the plan and how. The people generously assemble materials. The plan is implemented. Then Moses bestows his blessing. When everyone has contributed a bit of themselves and the task is done, right before Moses sets up the tabernacle, puts the tablets of the covenant in the ark, gets the high priest in his new vestments so they can sacrifice to God, then, right before then, is when Moses bestows his blessing. This act of creating the tabernacle as a community brings the children of Israel together during a very overwhelming time. You note they do not complain at all while they are in the process of building the tabernacle. You can check me on that. After everything was done, the last Pesukim, the last verses of Exodus read, "When Moses had finished the work, the cloud covered the tent of meeting, and the presence of Adonai filled the tabernacle. Moses could not enter the tent of meeting because the cloud had settled upon it, and the presence of Adonai filled the tabernacle. When the cloud lifted, the Israelites would set out on their various journeys. But if the cloud did not lift, they would not set out until such time as it did lift. For over the tabernacle, a cloud of Adonai rested by day, and fire would appear in it by night, in the view of all the house of Israel throughout their journeys. God comes to be manifest in the community after this work is done and leads them both by day and by night." Friends, here at the Santa Monica Synagogue, we have had our own overwhelming revelation. We are moving. Many of us are sad and angry and disbelieving. It's hard because many of the decisions that will ground us have yet to be made. Even though we are moving forward, our feet are not on solid ground just yet. But with God's help, with the board's help, with the congregation's help, within a month, we will have clarity on our next steps. We will then have our own Mishkan to build. We will have our own job to do. It will require an inventory. It will require a census and many, many lists. Thank you, Sunshine Richmond. It will require us all to come together and support Sunshine Richmond so that we can all contribute what we can. Soon we will move from the existential discomfort that we feel right now into the practical things that we can do to bring our home and grow it in a new space. I believe in this work we will soon be doing together. I believe in the beauty of the tabernacle we will create. May God bless the work of our hands. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We take a breath as we move on to complete our service on page 24. We continue with the Misha Berach, in which we will ask for prayers for healing for those of our loved ones who are ailing of mind, body, and spirit. We will start our prayer together in Hebrew. We will pause for names. I think we'll do what we did last week and say them all out together, except for maybe Jill, you can start us off, and then we'll throw in all the rest of the names. And then we will finish up with our Misha Berach prayer on page 24. Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Jill, can you share the list of congregants, please?
Sure, I'm going to start first with my son Brian Kalbrowski. We've got the congregants, Liesl Herman, Sue Fetterman, Ora Silnajay, Sandy Schultz, Don Schultz, Randy Jacobson, Ron Telenoff, Helen Telenoff, Isaac Ben Meir, Bob Lavore, Kevin Tukey, and our friend Janita Dry.
Thank you. I'd like for us to take a moment and imagine our loved ones before our eyes. Close your eyes if that's comfortable to you. Bring them into this space. Take a breath. And please say their names out loud. We continue. Mishabera imotenu mikor habraha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. May all the names that we mentioned and all the names of all the people who are ailing in all the world be healed of mind, body, and spirit, and let us say again,
Amen.
Amen. It is now my pleasure to call up President Cheryl Stetcher to give us the announcements.
Thank you. And thank you, Rabbi, for that sermon. I think the sentiments are well taken. If only God could come and find us a parking lot. I think we would be all set. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. And we have our usual wonderful array of activities. Let's see, we start off with our, it's not quite in order. You know, the big thing coming up is Purim. Yay! And we have got the piano bar Purim, a giant spiel.
Giant, so giant.
It's so giant. And it's going to be with musical accompaniment by our very own David Bonfeld and songs written by primarily. You're welcome. You're welcome. By the way, are we going to do costume this year?
Yeah. Oh, of course.
I just want to know what I'm
I
supposed to
didn't
wear.
actually announce it because it was like implicit, but you're right. I should announce it. So I just want to reiterate. I just want to reiterate that Purim is not a children's holiday. Children have definitely co-opted Purim, but it was not made for them. It was made for adults. So this is a night where we revel and we drink and we talk and listen about nonsense and the nonsense of life and the nonsense of Judaism and how we always come out right in the end. So dress up.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I just thought I'd throw that one out there. We also have, let's see, our book club coming up on April 19th. No. April 8th.
Yeah.
Right. It's also in the This Week at the SMS. It'll be at 7:30 on Zoom, and yes, it would be good if you read the book in advance. We have our pre-Passover movie night. That link is in the This Week at the SMS, our newsletter, to sign up. The pre-Passover movie
Oh, no,
to
it's
great acclaim.
not live yet.
It's not live yet, the
Not
registration.
We're
Okay,
gonna
the
wait
link
till
was in
after
there.
Purim.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. Okay, so we'll save the date for that and save the date for our spring fundraiser on May 18th. And I wanted to also follow up with the rabbi's comments that we have gone live with the Next Steps section on the Santa Monica Synagogue website. You have to sign in as a member, but that is where we will be putting information as we get it about what's happening with our transition. We have a section there where you can ask questions. We promise to look at it at least once a week and answer questions again as we have answers. Right now, as you can hear, things are still in progress. There's a lot in progress. It's very exciting, but we're not quite able to say exactly anything quite yet. But watch the website, and as soon as we know anything, our commitment is you will know it too. And in that regard, you may have noticed there's a blank screen. You're all wondering what happened. Well, our computer kind of died. So we were not able to stream tonight's services.
May it rest in peace.
No, we want
May
it
it be
to come
reborn.
back.
May
We
it
want
be
a
reborn.
resurrection on this one.
Shabbat shalom. Let's continue on page 25, reading responsibly. In the rising of the sun and in its going down, we remember them.
In the blueness of the sky and in the warmth of the summer, we remember them.
In the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember them.
When we are weary and need strength, we remember them.
When we have joys we yearn to share, we remember them.
So long as we live, they too shall live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them.
We remember those whose Shloshim is this month, those of our friends who have passed in the last 30 days. Roger Watkins, dear friend of Ron and Joe Kobrowski. I know his burial was this week, and may his name always be for a blessing. Are there other names to add of loved ones? Miriam?
Our cousin Rita Hershan passed away last night.
May her
She
name
was a
be-
very sweet and gentle soul. May she rest in peace.
May she rest.
Rita Sklar, my sister's mother-in-law.
May she rest in peace. Yes,
It's the yard site of my mother, Sarah Ben Mayer.
oh, that's okay.
Just Shloshim.
I'll take it. Thank you. We remember those whose yard sites are observed this week. Victoria Rousseau, mother of Sam Rousseau, and the whole Rousseau clan comes here. Shelley. Can you say again, Isaac?
Sarah Ben Mayer.
Sarah Ben Meir,
My mother.
mother of Isaac Ben Meir.
Thank you.
Please, are there other yard sites? Please rise on page 26 for the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabah, v'yalma divrach yurutei v'yamliv malchutei, v'chayechon u'yomechon u'v'chayei yachol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman karev v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabah v'vorach le'olam u'lamnei maya, v'yivarach v'yishtabach v'yitpahar v'yitromah v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei v'kudisha ruhu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, da'amiram v'yalma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlomo Rabba min Shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom v'ramah, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May all their names be remembered for blessing, and let us say again, Amen. If you're wondering why everybody is hugging each other, it is because at the Santa Monica Synagogue, we finish with a big round of Oseh Shalom and we sway and hug. You do not need to hug your neighbor, but just be aware someone is probably going to want to hug you. Oseh Shalom B'Romah, Hu Yaseh Shalom.